Seth David here, and this is why I may seem like a normal person, but I'm not. It's about 20 after 4 in the morning on a Saturday, and I'm up working. Most normal people are not up working at 20 after 4 a.m. on a Saturday, but I got up with a head full of things, ideas in my mind, things I want to do to get organized, and also I'm excited because the Sleeter conference is coming up. I'm heading out there tomorrow, Sunday, so I've got a lot to do today in preparation for that, not the least of which is getting some stuff organized here on the computer, online, and I thought, why not just kind of record what I'm doing? It might be of interest to some people to see what kinds of things somebody like me does to get organized. So you're looking at Evernote, and I've got this, I just actually kind of stumbled back on this. This is something I did playing around with, if this then that, and I created a recipe that basically said anytime I put a new post in Buffer, just add it to this note. I've got a record of everything I put into Buffer since August 24th, which is pretty cool. It's a very long list here, but of course one of the other great things about Evernote is I can search for this. So I know recently I put in a bunch of stuff relating to my knowledge store. So if I press Control F, and you got to look way down at the bottom here, knowledge, and then boom, I start typing it, and I put in, this is the kind of stuff that I do in the middle of the night on a Saturday, is come up with ways to, continue evolving in terms of how do I organize and syndicate my content. Most of you, if you've been following along with me lately, know that I'm doing a lot of work with the Sleeter group, with Doug Sleeter and the Sleeter group. And so, again, in Evernote, I've got a bunch of stuff that I've organized that I'm going to be working on, together with Doug and everybody else at the Sleeter group. And I had sort of merged the School of Business. See, one of the things that I think is like a drawback to Evernote is that you cannot share just a whole stack. These are stacks where I have here Sleeter Nerd, and then within this I've got all these notebooks. And I had moved all of my School of Business content over to that stack, trying to sort of share it with Doug, and it's sort of become a little dysfunctional for me. So I'm going back to having a School of Business, and I'm going to just move all the notebooks relating to that back in there. Just simple click and drag here. Anyway, that's about enough out of me. The next thing I want to do, actually, is start getting organized around this Sleeter conference. It's my way of kind of keeping my eyes on the prize, is having my homepage always open up. It's like every day, the first time I open my browser, it's my reminder that this is right now the core of my vision for what I want to create for myself is Nerd Enterprises. It's my business. It's my life. That, and now my joint efforts with the Sleeter group. And I got my coffee now. It's now 4:35 in the morning. And I want to take a look at the agenda, the schedule overview. This is what I want to take a look at. Now I want to open up my calendar, so I come to Google. I can right-click Calendar, open it in a new tab. And what I've already done is I've already gone through sort of which sessions are my own sessions on here and put them on my calendar. One of the keys for me here, my agenda is probably going to be different than yours might be on this, because I am working for Sleeter. And so one of the things that I've sort of made it my own duty to do is to have my trusty little camera with me. Where are you, camera? Boy. Alright, I'm going to probably lose that. So I've got my little camera with me here, my little Canon Vixia. I'm probably going to go to Best Buy a little later today and see about getting some better lights than the one that comes sort of installed in the camera for some of those meeting rooms at the hotels. The lighting may not be great. They dim the light so that the presentation shows up better. I need light. Cameras like light. They need light. So in any case, I'm going to be walking around with that and taking a lot of video at the conference so that I can use that later for more content to go up on the web. And hopefully, that content will be of interest to you. The other cool thing, by the way, is that in part I almost don't need to do this because I have the Sleeter Conference app on my phone. And as you may have seen in the video that Doug did, Doug Sleeter, the schedule's built in right here into the app. I've seen a lot of apps, obviously, because I'm just somebody who spends a lot of time with stuff on the web. And I have to say that the app that Doug Sleeter and the Sleeter Group came up with for their conference is so impressive to me. I just think it's so cool. I think it was so well thought out in terms of the fact that it's applying updates right now. It looks like there's a lot of updates rolling out, which I imagine is because they're constantly adding to it right now in preparation for the conference itself. But I've got the schedule right here in this app. It looks like there's a timeline here. So October 22nd, which is when? That's Monday. But here's the app. So I've got the whole schedule right here on my phone. Let me see if I can get that to focus a little better. You're right in the light. There we go. So anyway, you got the whole schedule right here, and then of course across the top, you can see this is going to be a little weird to do like this, but across the top you've got the whole timeline. So I can tap October 23rd, 24th, the whole schedule is right here. Really the key is times like this, right? So on Monday, for example, from 10:50 to 12:05, there's 4 sessions going on. I have to either choose to be in all of them at once or break this up, and from a very personal standpoint, this is the one that intrigues me the most because I love gadgets, but I'm not the whole audience, so I have to take that into account too, as much as I don't like to, because it's all about me. So, speaking of all about me, you guys all have an about.me page. You should really do it. It's fun, and it gives you one nice little dashboard from which you can show people everywhere that you exist online. And it's just kind of fun. So about.me/Seth David is mine. And then once you're there, of course, you can easily get your own. Think about what your objectives are. Again, mine is I want to cover as much as I can for video purposes so I can produce a lot of content. Of course, my challenge is going to be when we get into Tuesday, because that's when I have my first session, which I put on here, my attraction marketing session. And this is perfect because the attraction marketing is kind of the overview of all the social media stuff and how I use social media to build an audience and grow my business. And then Wednesday I do what I think of as almost like the follow-up to this with Ruth Perryman. And Ruth Perryman is on there primarily to talk about social oomph because she uses that. I use it, but she uses it probably more than I do. And then I have a list of other applications that I want to talk about that. Here's the overview, and then here's where we dive in a little bit and talk specifically about the various applications that I use in order to help syndicate and broadcast my content.